Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus here. One more morning. I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. And I hope and promise that I'll do all I can to make it worth your while. I'll allow the spirit that I talked to you about, allow it flow in here, come out here, and for us all to hear. You know, ladies and gentlemen, this mug you're looking at right now, I mean, this is a blessing. I'm sure most of you men have felt this way, especially when you were young. You know, you wanted to live forever, but the kind of lifestyle you had, you didn't think you'd make it to 18. And then if you got there, definitely not 21. And then the next thing you know, you're 35. And the next thing you know, you're 70. Wow, you lived quite a while. And the thing that makes you have to accept the fact that you do mature in age, especially when you get a certain age, you start getting these extra veins around your neck. You see, that's one of the worst things that a person fear. You know, ladies wear scarves around their neck. Men don't get a chance to wear a scarf. They just have turkey necks and all kinds of things hanging under there. But it's just a reminder that in this here beautiful, beautiful hair, that you're not kidding. You know, you're real. This is what I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen. You remember in the Bible, they talk about Moses. You know, the story goes that Moses was a chosen one. And he was, to make a long story short, he was a drum major. He was to lead the Hebrew children out of Egypt land from under slavedom. And the people were expecting to emerge into a promised land. And for one reason or another, that promised land, as far as they know, as far as we know, is still in wanting. However, you have heard a lot of people say, we come into America, the promised land, the land of the free, the home of the brave. You know what they say about America. Well, there was another message that was sent to America some time ago. And ladies and gentlemen, please, please listen. I have nothing to gain. But I want you to know that years ago, I gave up pursuing the normal way of life. You know, getting a job, getting your house notes, you know, going through the daily routine, trying to make sure that I was above the fray, that I wasn't under everything. I wasn't one of the poor. I wasn't one of the ghetto folks. I wasn't one of the welfare folks. I always wanted to be up. But I found myself, having grown up and matured from a child, I started seeing things different. And what I started seeing was the truth. I started seeing why, oh my Father, this, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to stand up before you and shout it out from the mountaintops. I stood up, but I not up from the mountaintops. And the reason I stayed away from the mountaintops is because I would have been called the biggest fool in America. Everything that you have been programmed and indoctrinated, well, let me back that up. Everything that we have been programmed and indoctrinated to believe, accepting the fact that it wasn't 100% true, but at least in the 90%, we accepted that stuff. How you progress. And all of a sudden, here I am seeing the whole thing different. Me, most of us don't see that different. In fact, I don't even hear of anybody seeing it different. And now for me to stand up and say what I have to say, but now having put myself in a position where I don't have money. See, this world that we live in has been set up in such a way that in order to get all of the things that you need to survive, you must have money. And who makes the money? Who determines who gets the money, when, and how much? These are the lords of the people who use money, of the people who get money, the people who got to have money. So I was given a message to come and tell America, beginning with America, but telling the world that the promised land that was promised, that they talked about, is right wherever you are. That's the promised land. This is the promised land, America. This is the promised land. And we were promised in this land that we could have peace, we could live peacefully, we could live prosperous, we could live in freedom, we could have joy in our lives, and we could have our dreams fulfilled. In other words, our human needs, our human wants, and our human desires could be met right here in this, the promised land. Now, we have been told that we got to die, that we got to live here such kind of life that when we die, God will receive us into what I just got to describe. And I have been given the message to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that's deception. That is supposed to be happening right now in America and all over the earth. And it's a simple plan. Ladies and gentlemen, listen here. Listen to me. I know it's been complicated. It's been complicated that way because that's how you keep people confused. Complicate the thing. Just complicate it. If they seem like they're getting ready to understand it, complicate it some more. And if some people over here kind of smart, complicate it some more. And if you got some people over here that's still smart, hire them. Pay them to use their gift to help you further complicate matters. But the simplest form, the form that children can understand, comes from the Almighty God. We are all here, ladies and gentlemen. And we are built and made with the same kinds of stuff. The same, our bodies. Well, our hair might be different, but that's fantastic. Our eyes might be different, but that's fantastic. Our shades of skin color might be different, but that's fantastic. Oh man, all that we are makes us fantastic. And all of us together makes us one big, fantastic, God-loving machine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what do each of us require for survival? The number one thing we require for survival outside of what we have already been given is what? Is food. That's the number one requirement, food. Every human being on the face of the earth requires food. God created the earth, provided everything that we even today consider as food. What for? So that humankind can survive. At least they got food. Now, my friends, if we all require food, every last one of us, now who is going to go out and get food while somebody else sit back and do nothing? No one. That doesn't mean that everybody got to go out and get food. No, that master's plan make it much more simpler than that. There are those who want to direct their focus in life on providing food in all of its immaculate, beautiful, imaginative expressions for the human beings. That's what they want to do, and that's what they came in the earth to do. On the other hand, there are those who don't want to have anything to do with it, but they love building. Whether it's houses, whether it's mansions, whether it's infrastructure, bridges, highways, you name it. That's what they love to do, and that's what they do. Now, just these two right here, you got the food being provided for everybody. You got the infrastructure, highways, building, and houses, all of that stuff provided for everybody. Provided for everybody. Provided what? That's your contribution. That's your contribution to this heaven on earth. That's your contribution. That's your participation in the universal peace. That's your participation in the universal prosperity. That's your participation in the joy of life. That's your participation in the fulfillment of yours and others' dreams. Simple matter. Everybody got a gift. Everybody came onto this earth to participate in the creative process. I know you say people are lazy. That's because you've been trained to think that, because they don't want you to know why these people out there looking like they're lazy. Because they've been robbed. There's not a human being on the face of the earth that want to spend their time wasted around there doing nothing. But that don't mean they just want to do anything. Man might want to clean carpets. That's what he want to do. You can't force him to go clean toilets when he want to clean carpets. Let him clean carpets. Let the one that want to clean toilets. Keep them all happy. Participate in the beauty of this paradise, our promised land. So, ladies and gentlemen, here I come. If I got no money, I can't do anything. And why don't I have any money? Because I don't play the game. I see that all of the pain and suffering that exists in America and on this earth comes from the games that people are playing. The roles that people are playing, the way they're dealing with this life, that's how the pain and suffering comes about. That's why we can't cure sicknesses and diseases, because there's something that says, don't do that yet. That's how come we can't deal with this race problem, because there's something that says, oh, we got to keep that going. You see how Trump is trying to benefit from it. Okay, keep it going. Now, I see this. I don't know why you don't. But since I do, my job is to tell you this is what's going on in the world. And God has said this is the promised land. So stop looking up in the sky waiting for Jesus to come back. I'm not saying he's not going to. I'm telling you, stop looking up. I'm trying to tell you, if you want to live and enjoy the heavenliness anywhere, if you want to do it tomorrow, why not do it today? If you want to do it tomorrow, I promise you, you want to do it today. And if you're not doing it today, if you're not trying to do it today, you just hoping somebody give you a miracle tomorrow. You hoping that somebody give you a miracle, that somebody excuse. And Lord will, but it'll teach you. It'll excuse you. It'll give you another start. Like now, we've been going through some stuff. Well, we got an opportunity right now to give another start. I got 8 children, ladies and gentlemen. My oldest just passed away. Now, don't you think a father is supposed to be able to put his child away? Well, you say, well, is your child a child? Is a child grown? Well, a child is always a child to the parent. But that should not be a problem for anybody. Everybody that passes from this earthly experience to wherever they're going should go out in style, sent out in style by the human race. Sent out in style by the human race. That's what my message is to tell you. Now, for some strange reason, I know how, you jump on people and beat them down for not being the same way everybody else is. So I kind of held back. But my daughter would tell me, Dad, you tell them that God's way is the best way. Tell them that God would not go before them and speak like Donald Trump. God would not go before them and speak like those senators that supported Donald Trump. God would not go before them and speak like those supporters of Donald Trump. God would not go before them and speak like the Republicans are ignoring everything that's going around. And God wouldn't go before them tiptoeing like the Democrats. No, my friend, God would tell it just like it is, as he has done and as proven. We are living in hell today because we are reaping what we have sown. We are living in hell today because this is the fruit of the seed that we planted. And I'm telling you that unless you change it, it's going to get more rotten. It's going to stink like poop caught up in a colonoscopy bypass. No, ladies and gentlemen, you got to change. If you want the wonders of life, you got to change. And when I say wonders of life, you got to change. Don't think that means you can go up here and tell the devil, okay, that's what you want. I do it. You know, like the judges and stuff that Trump are putting in place because the people who got a little decency about themselves, who won't choose him and give their loyalty to him, he'll fire them and bring in some yes people. No, my friends, that don't work. It has to be the real thing. When the real thing, then things start unfolding. Then things start changing. Then. So don't come here trying to play no game with God. No, my friend, don't do that. You are living the politics of America is evil. It denies God's way. The religion of America is evil, even though it has been propped up to be godly, but it's evil because it allows the continuation of the evils that it finds itself in the midst of. So rather than being a gardener, cleaning it out, exposing the viruses, freeing the people from that which is crushing them, it rides right along with them. It is a Republican. It is a Democrat. It is white supremacy. It is blackness. Come on, y'all. So, you want to live in paradise? You want to live in the promised land? It might mean you won't be able to bury your parents. You won't be able to bury your children. But I guarantee if you stand up, your children will be able to bury theirs because they will stand up too. And you are the foundation. They're standing on what you stand on. And that, my friend, that fixes the problem. That cures the cancer. So I want you to take what I have said to you today. Think about it. I didn't mean to talk this long. I thought I'd do it in about 5 minutes. But it's almost 20. So I want to thank you for being patient. And say to you now, good morning.